437 and 14502 and Cal BRE 0186945 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots, you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number on your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, we are celebrating today, like we do every day on Ron Siegel Radio, National Freezer Pop Day. And my favorite, National Chocolate with Almonds Day. Yes, indeed. I wonder what happened to there it is. Yeah. Even the good kids like chocolate with almonds. Hey, let's take a look at what the markets are doing right now as I am speaking to you as we broadcast live this morning. Dow Jones Industrial Average, fairly flat right now. S&P 500 is up just a little bit. NASDAQ is up again. It's always up, 86.09. Oil down again, down 6 cents on the oil market. So that's not a huge issue right there, down 6 cents per barrel right there on oil. Let's see if we can find out what gasoline is doing. Sometimes it is cooperative. Sometimes it does not cooperate too well, like this morning where it seems to be holding out on me, giving me the numbers. So we'll just move right along and see if maybe that website will pop up. We like to go to the AAA website. They're the service that we use most frequently to get gas prices for you, so we can see what they're doing both on the local level and on the national level. Gas prices, we look and see. Obviously, we know that Venezuela is always going to be amongst the highest priced gas in the country. National average right now, $2.18.4 is the national average, up about 0.4 of a penny from where it was yesterday. Yes, indeed, Venezuela still is one of the only two states are above $3 a gallon. Venezuela is one of them, 309.9. Cheapest gas in the land, Mississippi, 183.3. Hawaii is the other state that is above the $3 mark, 3.231 in Hawaii. Everyone else is under about 260, 265 on the higher price states. But you got a lot of states that are running between 183 and 199. Probably most of the southern states. Fascinating that the southern states are all the gas places where we can get the cheapest gas in the land. Let's take a look and see what else we've got going on in the markets. The Treasury market, 10-year Treasury, up a bit, 0.24 on the yield or the interest rate, all the way up to a whopping 0.67.
It is what it is.
So that is good news for interest rates. So if we are looking at doing a home loan, buying a house, selling a house, that means interest rates will do a little bit better. They're not great this morning, but we continually watch all of those markets for you to see what's going on in the markets. So we can give you a good idea, good guidance. We are here to educate. This is not a show that looks to try and sell anything. We do have some folks come on every once in a while that are specialists in given industries, but our real focus here is to educate, to give you the information that other places are not going to tell you, the data that you won't hear anywhere else, like UC Berkeley. Do you have a child that's going to UC Berkeley where they are now trying to teach kids how to circumvent the law? Is that what I want to send my child to a school to do, is to figure out how to circumvent the law? Well, that's the idea at UC Berkeley now. They teach the president came out and basically said, you know something, if we're not going to be doing, and he wants learning to be done in schools. But he came out and said if the schools are not going to offer, especially the universities, if they're not going to offer on-site classes, why do we need to have foreign visas for students to come on site? Doesn't make any sense to him, didn't make any sense to me. But now UC Berkeley students plan a bogus course to circumvent ICE guidelines, avoid deportations. Hundreds of students at the University of California, Berkeley, privately discussing a plan to create a quote-unquote dummy course. Bogus classes allegedly being designed solely to help international students on F1 student visas avoid deportation. Now, let me ask you this. It fascinates me how you get the students going out and doing these kind of things, because Berkeley traditionally is a bunch of smart people at Berkeley. But if you have a class that is geared to help foreign students beat the system, don't you think the ICE agents will know where to find the students that they want to round up quickest? It's kind of like, and I don't know if they still do this, it used to be the case that if you had a radar detector in your front window of your car, police officers were more likely to pull you over because they expected that you knew better, right? That you knew you were speeding, you were just trying to beat the system, so they gave you less tolerance. Well, doesn't it make sense that this would be the same thing here? It just fascinates me watching how these things go on. Our Secretary of Education, DeVos, says kids have to continue learning. Vice President Pence, on the president's push to open schools, we can't let our kids fall behind academically. Seems to me there's a big push on educating our students. That seems to be the way that you get from a modest salary to a higher salary. Yet we've got a lot of people fighting the idea that we don't want to do that. I just don't understand. Now, I think everybody's for doing it safely. Our team, Ron Siegel Radio, the media team, has been doing a lot of searching and resourcing PPE, personal protection equipment, for a lot of school districts. If you've got a school district that needs help, give a call. The team has got that information for you, got that information available, products available, all sorts of different products, helping all sorts of schools. So if you have some needs there, just go ahead, and you can actually even see right on the screen if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv right now. RSR for PPE.com. RSR for PPE, personalprotectiveequipment.com. And you can get an updated listing of what's available from the team at any given time. If there's not something you're looking for that's not there, hey, just let us know. Right? We'll see if what we can do about helping you find those products. We want our kids to go back to school. We want them to be safe, most importantly. Another one of those Ilhan Omar sightings. Yes, she's paid $878,000 to her new husband's consulting firm. Unbelievable. So just talk about the arrogance of this person.
Nothing like a little air superiority.
So the campaign shows that Omar has paid Tim Mynette's consulting firm a total of $878,000 in the last 2 years, maybe a year and a half, including $189,000 just weeks after the couple announced they were husband and wife, according to a report from the New York Post. First quarter this year, Mynette's East Street Group has received more than $292,000 from Omar's campaign for digital advertising, fundraising, consulting, and research services, according to the Star Tribune of Minneapolis in an April report. And they were citing data from the Federal Election Commission. Payments 2019 totaled more than $500,000. Talk about a little corruption there from Ilhan Omar. We'll see if Minnesota continues to allow her to be their representative. They've got the elections coming up. Representatives are elected every 2 years. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But she's also the same person that says we need to dismantle the entire economic system of the United States. Do you believe that? Do you agree with that? I question it myself, but hey, that is the information. I just report these things. Trump administration sent formal notice to the United Nations about its plan to exit the World Health Organization within the next year, a decision that would deny the premier global health body one of its largest sources of funding. Yes, they are the one that worked in cahoots with China, I believe, in order to share the coronavirus. They said they didn't tell anybody about it. I know Joe Biden was still in his bunker at that time, saying that the president should not have shut down the country from Chinese visitors. But hey, the president did it anyway. I wonder what we know what Joe Biden has to say now when he comes out of his bunker every once in a while. He basically says, you know something, he would have done it sooner. But at the time, he was against it. I wonder how he would have done it sooner. But that is Joe Biden. We just know we have to question almost everything that comes from him. Amazing. Let's see what else is going on in the news today. Police basically are undermanned now in some of the big cities: Seattle, Los Angeles, Chicago, Baltimore. New York City, the police are under attack, and like that, cause and effect. You talk about cause and effect, boom, murder goes crazy. Police officers, you got to feel for them right now. I am a big supporter of the police officers, whether you like it or not. I just tell you my opinion, and it's amazing when you watch what's going on and what the society is doing to the people that are out there. Who are you going to call when you've got a problem? People are calling the police, yet they want to know why the police are doing what they're doing. Are they doing a bad job? I'm going to suggest to you, no, the police are not doing a bad job. It's just that their hands are tied. You go to New York City and they get rid of about 20% of their, maybe 15% of their, 18% of their budget, and they expect that they're going to be able to do the same level of work. Just doesn't work that way. We're going to have to watch and see how these things come out, but that's the idea. Facebook also, executives met with leaders from civil rights groups, leading the ad boycott against, including the NAACP. The groups called the meeting a disappointment. Thank goodness maybe they stood up for themselves for once. Unbelievable. Hey, did you see this one? Chief Justice Roberts briefly hospitalized last month after falling and hitting his head. Maybe that accounts for some of the decisions he's been making lately. I just throw that out there. We got a lot to share with you today. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, best time to sell when competition is an all-time low. What do you do when your unemployment benefits run out? Handling finances after a divorce, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Did you know that banks and credit bureaus are rewarded financially if you have bad credit? And the worse your credit score is, the more money they can make off of you? How does that make you feel, knowing that banks are getting rich off of your hard-earned money? How does it make you feel, knowing that if a bank or a credit bureau makes a mistake on your credit report, they benefit from it and it hurts you? The Fair Credit Report Act of 1971 requires banks and credit bureaus to report only accurate information, and nearly 100% of all credit reports are inaccurate. If you're sick and tired of being broke and tired of being robbed by the banks, you owe it to yourself and to your family to call Rondi. Rondi is a FICO-certified credit professional and has helped thousands of people just like you get out of debt and establish great credit. Rondi's number is 855-608-1990. Again, that's 855-608-1990. Or visit creditsanitizer.com. Again, that website is creditsanitizer.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694552.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission. Lending partners will give a credit at closing. The title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star has the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Dow Jones Industrial Average now up 58 points. NASDAQ up 96. The 10-year Treasury 2 basis points up on that interest rate. Mortgage-backed securities totally flat right now. All that is information found on that super secret website, google.com. The information you come to Ron Siegel Radio for is the why. Why is that happening? So stocks, as I mentioned to you, up a little bit. The bonds are flat. Mortgage Bankers Association released their mortgage application data for last week, showing overall application volume was up 2.2% from the previous week. Purchases were up 5% on a year-over-year basis, are now 33% higher. Refinances up 0.4% last week and are up 111% year over year. Refinances made up 60.1% of all transactions, down from 61.2% last week. Interest rates decreased slightly from 3.29% to 3.26%, about 7/8 of a point, 3/4 of a point lower than this time last year. Remember, the MBA rate is for last week and as always includes a fraction of a point, in this case, 0.35. While today's report was strong, it did include the July 4th holiday, which the MBA tries to model for. Historically, they do not do a great job of modeling, and these numbers could be slightly overstated. We'll wait for a confirmation of the move higher in purchase applications next week. According to Lending Tree analysis of data collected by Census Bureau in its ongoing household pulse survey, about 31% of renters have little to no confidence they'll be able to pay next month's rent on time. 31% of renters, little to no confidence they can pay next month's rent. That is a shame. We need to get that corrected. We need to get people back to work. It fascinates me how this could possibly be the case. There are a lot of companies out there that need workers. The workers are not going back because they're making too much money on unemployment. They're making more money on unemployment than they're making by going to work, yet they're having trouble making rent. That doesn't seem to square with me. If you're making more money now, you would think it would be easier to make that rent payment than it would be to make a make it with your regular job if you're getting more money. So how could that possibly be the case? But that is what this survey shows. Now, if you are one of those people that has a job, if you are one of those people that are out there working on a regular basis, we have been talking a little bit over time about the programs that are out there to help you buy your own home. So I should tell you, that was a Mortgage Minute brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. But let's talk about this idea of buying your own home, because our friends at Gold Star have a program right now that to me is a very, very fascinating program. Now, it may not be the dream home that you've been thinking of, that 4-bedroom house, white picket fence, pool in the backyard. But for those of you who are renting right now and are in starter homes right now, this program that Gold Star has could be very, very interesting for you. They basically have up to $25,000 in down payment assistance to help you buy your own home. And for those that are qualified, the interest rates are simply staggering. They are so low that the likelihood is that you're going to end up getting into your new home, something that you own, for less money than it would cost you to move and pay your first month's rent, last month's rent, or first month's security deposit and last month rent. Could possibly get you into a home that you own for less. Now, the big problem that comes up with this frequently that I see, and I'm not a real estate agent, I'm just a guy doing a little bit of radio here, but the big problem that I see with this is people say, well, if I'm going to buy a house, I need to have that white picket fence, 4 bedrooms, and the pool in the backyard, even though I was looking at renting a 1-bedroom apartment or a 2-bedroom apartment that's $3,000 a month in Orange County right now. I think that's the latest number I saw for the average, about $3,000 a month. So if that's the case, why are you comparing apples and oranges? If you're anything that you rent, be it a house or an apartment, doesn't matter what it is, anything you rent, you're paying somebody else's mortgage, or you're giving them a whole bunch of money to put in their pocket if they don't have a mortgage. The idea with with this program from our friends at Gold Star is you don't have to be going and paying somebody else's mortgage. You don't have to be building up their net worth. You don't have to be building up their wealth. You can be building yours. You can build that security for your family. Because think about this, on a $500,000 house or a $400,000 house, if you can get up to $25,000, again, depending upon qualifications, for that new home, to be able to buy that new home, and that they're giving you that money as a down payment assistance. So you need to have a real estate professional that understands how the programs work, right? It's not that you just go out there and do anything willy-nilly, because we're setting up right now a website that you'll be able to go to and do home searches without going to some of the commercial sites where they want to collect all your information and bombard you with all kinds of advertising. No, that's not the idea. So we'll have this set up probably by tomorrow. If you want to be buying a house and you want to have somebody else help make that down payment for you, think about that concept. Now, you're looking at a 30-year loan, principal and interest, going to be somewhere under, depending upon the price again, you're probably looking at principal and interest somewhere under $2,000 a month. And again, I don't know the exact number. I don't know your qualifications. Maybe it's $2,100 a month principal. That you do have to pay your own taxes and insurance. But think about some of these concepts. Think about the amount of wealth that you can build for your family. Because every month when you make a mortgage payment, a portion of that payment, albeit at the very beginning, it's a large percentage of that payment, is going to the lender to cover your interest. But a portion of it, again, like I say, a smaller percentage, is going to go to the principal, paying down that loan. So if it's a $500,000 loan, $400,000 loan, $300,000, whatever the number is, you're going to be paying part of that payment that goes to that note, and it's going to go to principal. What does that mean? Well, that means that it's a forced method of savings for you, because as the property value increases, and in most parts of Southern California, properties appreciate 3, 4, 5% a year historically. But as those numbers increase, as the property value appreciates and the balance goes down based on your amortization table, because every month a little bit more of that payment goes toward the principal, what's happening is you are growing your family's net worth. Your family becomes more and more financially secure. So what that means then is down the road, as your property appreciates, and I'm just going to use a round number of $400,000. And I know that I'm just doing this for education purposes. But on $400,000, if that property were to appreciate 5% a year, regardless of how much money you have in it, whether you pay it in full with no mortgage or you get a help with your mortgage, that $400,000, just hypothetically say it goes up 5%. That's $20,000 in equity right in that first year. Again, no guarantees, but if that goes up 5%, that's $20,000. So that $400,000 house at the end of the first year is $420,000. So you're going to have more than $20,000 in equity in there because you've been making payments all year. The next year, it's going to go up $21,000, again, if it were to be perfect, and it won't be, at that 5%. So now you're going to have a $441,000 property, and you're going to have $41,000 plus in equity. When you have $41,000 plus in equity, now you're at a point where you say, maybe I want to sell that property. Maybe I want to wait another year and grow that again. Now you're going to be at $465,000 in value of that property. Again, no guarantees. But say you've got $65,000 in equity. Now you sell that property and roll that into a new, bigger property. Or maybe you're able to afford to keep that property and rent it out and buy another piece of property. That's the way wealth is grown, because now you're renting that property. Somebody else is making that mortgage payment for you, just like you're doing right now as a renter. So somebody else is making that mortgage payment for you, and you get the benefit of now two pieces of property appreciating. Now, think about this. If you're earning a combined household income of $60,000, and now you've got a $20,000 appreciation on that property, well, that's like having almost one more person working for you every year, because you're getting a $60,000 income from your regular job, and you're paying taxes on that. And on your property, that's growing $20,000, again, in our hypothetical world, but there's no tax liability on that right away. Now, you may not ever pay taxes on it if you keep that property forever, or it can change depending upon various tax scenarios. They're always different. But think about that whole concept, because it's very, very important for you to understand these issues if you're serious about growing wealth. If you want to understand these things, give me a call again, 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com anytime, and we will help you with it. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. Best time to sell? When competition is an all-time low. What to do when unemployment benefits run out, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender, licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel Lending Team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by our area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest, SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. The SLT Home Digest, it's going to tell you exactly what the county recorder knows about your property and exactly what the market believes about your property. SLT Home Digest. Best time to sell? When competition is at an all-time low. In a recent survey of home sellers by Qualtrics, 87% of respondents said they were concerned their home won't sell because of the pandemic and resulting economic recession. Of the respondents, 51% said they are, quote-unquote, seriously worried. That concern seems reasonable considering the current condition of the economy. The data, however, is showing that home purchasers are still very active despite the disruptions American families have experienced this year. The latest existing home sales report published by the National Association of Realtors revealed that 340,000 single-family homes sold in this country last month. NAR's most recent pending sales report, homes going into contract, surpassed last month's number by over 44%, which far exceeded analyst projections of 15%. Showing Time reported that appointments to see homes, both virtually and in person, have increased in every region of the country and are up 21.4% nationwide over the same time last year. While buyer activity is surging, the number of listings has fallen to an all-time low. Zelman Associates, in their latest residential real estate report, revealed that housing inventory as a percentage of households has fallen to 1.2%, which is half of the long-term average and lower than any other time in our history. Bidding wars are heating up again with buyer demand growing and the supply of available homes shrinking. Purchasers are again finding themselves needing to outbid other buyers. NAR, the National Association of Realtors, in a recent blog post revealed, on average, there were about 3 offers on a home that closed in May, up from just about 2 in April 2020, and in May 2019, 2.3 offers. Bidding wars guarantee houses sell quickly at a price near or even slightly over the listing price. The bottom line, if you're thinking of selling, don't be concerned about putting your house on the market right now. There's no better time to sell an item than when demand for it is high and supply is low. It is exactly at that time when you'll negotiate your best possible deal. That is the real-time real estate segment. Again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. So I like to talk about this on a regular basis because it is something that is a little bit out of the norm, right? There are a lot of people that think that you need to put your property up for sale at a high price, negotiate and bring that price down. So you negotiate down. Doesn't it make more sense to negotiate up? Of course it does. And even if you listen to the report that I just shared with you, it talks about the concept of getting into bidding wars. Well, the thing it doesn't talk about is how do you get into a bidding war? How does that work? Well, I thought I'd share a little bit of that with you right now because that is one of the big concepts that we're constantly dealing with at Ron Siegel Radio is trying to educate. And I will be the first to tell you that in years past, my mother used to be into real estate. She's left us since. But she loved the idea of starting high and doing the negotiating and coming someplace between where the buyer offered and her listing price. But if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv right now, or you can check out any of our social media channels, and I hope you will. You can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. We've got the chart that we're showing is the impact of price on visibility. How do you get into that bidding war? Well, the bidding war happens when more people see your property. The more people who see your property, the better option it is of it selling. Right? So it doesn't make sense that if 10%, say there's a market of 1,000 people looking for a house with your characteristics, price range, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, 1-story, 2-story, pool, no pool. Doesn't it make sense that if there's 1,000 people looking in the marketplace in your area for a property like that, and I just use 1,000 because the number is easy, it's probably closer to 100, but whatever. So doesn't it make sense that if 10% of those people see that property, you're going to have less likelihood of getting an offer than if 90% of 100 people out of that 1,000 see the property as opposed to 900 people out of 1,000 see the property? Does it make sense that out of the 900 you're going to get more offers? Of course it does. Well, if you price your property properly, right at market value, you're going to get about 60% is what studies show. And that's what we're showing on the screen right now. You'll get about 60% of the marketplace will see your property. As you go up in price, the number of people seeing your property is going to diminish. Does that make sense? So if you price your property 10% above market value, well, out of that 1,000 people, maybe 300 will see it. If you price it 15% above market value, that's where you get to the idea where 100 people see your property. Now look at the other way. If you price your property 10% below market value, statistics show 75% of the marketplace will see your property. And if you go 15% below market value, that's when you're going to get to the area where 90% of the market sees your property because they're excited. They know the value of your property. They've been doing their online studies. They've been searching for a new home online. They've been looking. So they say, okay, we've got a $500,000 house and it's listed for $425,000. I got to go see this. It's either a great, great buy or there's something wrong with it. Maybe I can fix it up. And then they go and see your property and realize there's nothing wrong with it. There's a great buy. What's their realtor going to tell them? Well, you better jump on this quick, and it's not going to sell for $440,000. It's going to sell for more than that. Okay, well, what do I got to do, Mr. Realtor and Mrs. Realtor? Well, you've got to put your offer in. This is a $500,000 house. I'm going to suggest that you bid or offer somewhere around $500,000. Well, there's 20 other realtors telling their people the same exact thing. Your realtor is then going to go and look at and sift through all these offers, see who's got the strongest terms, who's got the strongest price, who can afford it, who can close. Are they being represented by somebody that is known to get deals done? Your realtor is going to be looking at all those things. So what's going to happen is they're going to then send out a notice to maybe the top 5 bidders. You may get 15. I've known of properties that have got in excess of 30 offers in the first weekend. So your realtor is going to go and send out a notice to all the top, maybe the top 5 offers, saying to them, you know something? We've got 5 people that are qualified to buy this house, and we're going to see who comes up with the best offer, being price, terms, conditions, and contingencies. Wow. So now you've got that 3 or 4 people that have already offered $500,000. Now they're going to say, how bad do I want this property? Well, statistics show us in Southern California that property is going to sell for $535,000. Southern California, on average, about 7% over the market value is where that property is going to sell. 7% over. So we started out at 15% below, and we're going to end up 7% over. Now, when you go to get multiple offers, and you're the one in the driver's seat, what do you think happens then with the contingencies? A lot of times those contingencies go away completely. You don't have any contingencies on the property because the winning bid wants to make sure they get the property. So they tell their agent, hey, you know something? I've already gotten pre-underwritten from a great lender. Call our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. They'll help you with that. They've already gotten pre-underwritten, and they're ready to do business. They're ready to get things going right away. That's the idea. Right, so they've got a great offer. Now, what about request for repairs? Well, they may come in and say, I'd like you to fix this. And you say, no, thank you. I'm going to go to number 2. And they're going to say, no, I just was hoping you would do it for me. Well, this is not about a popularity contest. This is a business transaction. So you're going to go and you're going to take the very, very best offer. Again, price, terms, contingencies, and take that and run with it. And you're going to see that you're going to get a much better offer, less expenses for you to close it, and you're going to be a happier camper. That you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, what to do when unemployment benefits run out, handling finances after divorce, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you're any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Most businesses struggle to get the online reviews they need to get a competitive edge over their competition. Rex is a brand new technology that uses text messages to direct happy clients to your online review sites, Zillow, Google, Facebook, and Yelp, and unhappy clients to a private survey. so businesses can win more customers. Try Rex today by going to www.meetrex.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Rate subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRE NMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 01869452 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solutions for you. You just need to make the call again, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. What do you do when unemployment benefits run out? That is the question. If you've ever applied for unemployment before, you know the process can be difficult, but what if you're able to get approved for benefits and they run out before your income is on the upswing? Find out what to do when unemployment benefits run out. The amount of unemployment you get and length of time you can qualify for, it varies by individual situation and state. But typically, unemployment benefits are paid out for 13 to 26 weeks. When your benefits are about to expire or have expired, you usually receive notification from the agency handling your benefits. Once the benefits are up, you stop receiving benefits. In some cases, you might be able to apply for an extension of unemployment benefits. If that's the case, the instructions for doing so would be included in the notification that your benefits were ending. If you get a job and then later lose that job, you may be able to apply for unemployment benefits again. The rules governing second rounds of benefits depends on the state and how long you were employed before losing the next job. In times of recession or other emergency that cause high rates of unemployment, such as during the coronavirus pandemic, states and/or federal governments often move to extend unemployment. For example, the CARES Act, passed in response to the economic hardship related to COVID-19 pandemic, allows states to offer up to 13 extra weeks of unemployment. These benefits are offered under pandemic, emergency, and unemployment assistance benefits, which can be applied for after you exhaust your state unemployment benefits. While you're on unemployment or afterwards, don't forget to look into other assistance programs. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program and the Special Supplement Nutrition Program for women, infants, and children help cover the cost of food for qualifying individuals, for example. You might also qualify for Medicaid health benefits, Social Security benefits, or local and private assistance with education, childcare, or other necessary costs. By taking advantage of these programs, you help stretch your unemployment benefits as far as they can go. If you're having trouble finding a job in your niche, consider creating one for yourself. You can do the work to set up a business and start putting yourself out there while you are on unemployment. Hopefully, by the time your benefits run out, you're starting to draw clients. As a self-employed individual, you might also qualify for financial tools such as small business loans or grants through the Self-Employment Assistance Program. If you haven't found a job yet, look for non-traditional or part-time work. You can freelance as an artist, writer, or even driver in the gig economy. You might also sign up to deliver groceries, mystery shop, or drive for people, Lyft or Uber. If you're crafty, you can make things to sell online. Just make sure you can get enough for your goods to cover the cost of materials and make a profit. Resources like Coursera can help you learn new skills, while others like ZipRecruiter can help you find jobs online. That is just a few of the items. Actions to take when unemployment benefits run out, even with extended benefits during times of great need. Unemployment isn't designed to last forever. If your benefits run out before you're able to replace your income with a new full-time job, there may be other options that can help you. Start with this list and reach out to your state Department of Labor and other local resources and see what you can do. This is the United States of America. Just remember that. There are a lot of options for you to create a great future for your family. Just throwing that out there. That's the Your Credit Matters segment, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. And speaking of credit, what credit score do you need to buy a car? And is now a good time to buy a car? Automakers are reporting significant decreases in automobile purchases during April and May. As most Americans were in shelter due to the coronavirus pandemic, they are hoping for a pent-up demand for car buying activity as stay-at-home restrictions lift. Not the service lift, just the stay-at-home restrictions lift. Is now a good time to buy a car if you happen to be considering purchasing a new car or used car? It could be a great time to be in the market. Some anticipate many auto dealers are considering promotions for auto lending, such as attractive cashback incentives, 0%. I wonder why this is doing this to me again today. 0% financing, longer loan terms, and other incentives to move inventory, but you'll have to qualify to get access to the most attractive terms. And having a higher FICO score is often quoted as one of the key requirements. So I'm going to just throw that out there for you to constantly be looking at your FICO score. You need to deal with that FICO score. That is the best way for you to help yourself. So a little extra goofiness right there on my headset, guys. So we're trying to fix that one up. So you gotta love it. What credit scores do car dealers use? No secret that overwhelming majority of auto lending decisions are based on FICO scores. However, not as well understood is that most auto dealers pull FICO auto scores, an industry-specific version of the FICO score tailored to be a better predictor of paying your auto loan on time. Similar to the broad-based FICO scores, a history of paying as agreed, using available credit wisely, and only applying for credit when needed will typically result in a higher FICO auto score. So what credit score do you need to buy a car? There's no official industry standard minimum credit score that you need to secure a car loan. Like other loans, though, the higher your score, the better your terms will be, and moving into a better tier of credit score could lead to substantial savings. To understand how auto lenders may tier their loan interest rates based on FICO scores, we're going to give you just a few numbers, assuming you want to secure a $22,000 car loan, 4-year term, and your FICO score is variable. Again, 720 plus. You're going to probably be looking at a $499 payment, $660 to $689, a $536 payment, and $590 to $619, a $617 payment. So you can see your payment's going to go from $500 to $617 all based on what your numbers look like. So be real careful right there as to what's going on with your numbers, because you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing, that you're getting your numbers in place so that you can actually save the most money possible. Now, a lot of people don't realize that you can actually refinance your car loan. Yeah, you can go to a credit union or bank, whatnot, and yes, indeed, you can refinance your car loan. So think about that part of it as well. And as always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John, who's engineering us today, and Sean, who's engineering us today as well. And a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Swim against